Hello, everyone, and now for the most important aspect of all of this, and the only true way to achieve freedom. Let me ask you a question. Could you survive right now without electricity or without going to the grocery store? We basically have our shelters covered. We know that no matter what. So our basic needs for survival are food, shelter, and at this point we kind of like energy. We can survive without it, but it's awful nice to have. And it makes society function a lot better, some form of energy in some way, shape, or form. So that's what I'm focusing on here is how to survive any of the many threats we have to mankind or humanity that we have right now, whether it be from ourselves or from outside sources. We have a lot of threats. There's possible war or an EMP that could happen at any time and knock out our grid. Our grid could very well collapse. It had rolling blackouts last summer. It's supposed to be hotter this summer, and there's a lot more electric cars and electric stuff on it. So our grid could potentially go down, and we have to think about what would we do in this scenario? How are we going to survive? The BRICS, which is where other countries are coming together and creating another currency and bailing from our dollar, which is going to create massive, massive problems. They're already doing it. They're already starting to sell oil and stuff. I think Russia might be selling oil with the yen or buying oil with the yen or whatever, but it's getting close, and we need to prepare for that as well. And hyperinflation, obviously, inflation's happening, and it's causing problems. And if you historically look at other countries, and this isn't the first time things like this have happened, hyperinflation will definitely eventually take over, and it will cost literally wheelbarrow loads full of money, $100 bills to get bread, just a loaf of bread. And it's just historically that happens to every civilization, so you might as well prep for it to maybe one day happen to us. It's a logical solution, and it's kind of happening right now. So and then there's the Carrington event, which was in the early 1800s, which was a solar flare. It takes 8 minutes for a flare to get from the sun to here. So in 8 minutes time, we could have a solar flare. This one, like the Carrington event, you can look it up. It was massive enough where it would have basically wiped out all our electronics right now. It'd been like a massive EMP. It lit telegraph stations on fire. There was so much energy that the communications centers caught on fire, which you can imagine how much electronics and stuff is in our communication systems now. It would just be massive, and our whole everything it would be a massive blow. So what can we do to be ready for this? And so the most logical, fundamental problem and solution we have to address is, how do we eat? Because that's the main thing. So that's what I'm trying to focus on right now with my entire existence, with the biggest part of all this. One of the biggest parts, there's a lot of aspects, but this is the biggest groundwork foundation thing we have to have. Rule number one, we have to be able to work together as a community to eat. And so how do we get to that point? Self-sufficiency is the answer. So if we can grow our own food, grow food instead of lawns right here in our backyards, turn local parks into community gardens. Instead of planting normal trees, plant fruit trees. Maybe have community service to have people take care of this stuff. Just a lot of things we got to prep up as fast as possible right now. And self-sufficiency is legitimately the only true way to achieve freedom, because if you're not self-sufficient, you're depending on some outside source, you're not free as a person or as a community or anything. So that's what I'm trying to promote and trying to suggest, is that everyone becomes self-sufficient on their own and able to survive, and from there work together with your neighbors to survive as a community. And at that point, our community will be indestructible from any outside source or anything that happens. And I'm not saying cut off the community from the rest of the world. Do not do that. But just logically be prepared to eat. That's it. Fundamentally, eat and energy. Energy is a pretty big one that we like too. So we obviously like energy, and we want to be prepared with that. But those are our fundamental things that we have to do in order to survive and achieve freedom. So they go hand in hand, and I can't do that for you. Nobody can do that except for you. You have to do this yourself. So that's why I'm not a leader or anything. I'm promoting everybody to get up, get it going yourself, and work together with your neighbors, and let's create this and do this. So here's my idea to do all I can to help prep, and I urge everyone out there to please try and help me as much as you can in the same quest. There's no way I can do this on my own. I am going to deliver gardens for free to the community. I got a 3/4 ton truck and a dump trailer I can get access to, and I will deliver you gardens for free at cost. I don't have the money to pay for the dirt and the gas. I'm on a really tight budget and can't pay for gas, but I will give you 100. I will donate 100% of my time and my effort and my truck and all of that. I will do all the delivery for free, and all my time and all that. I just please ask that you pay for the dirt. I'm going to guess it's going to be about $100 for a garden, and I'll give you a big healthy load of dirt, and then from there I could even try and help spread it out and get it going. I want to see everyone everywhere create gardens as soon as possible. I think this is fundamentally our most important thing we need to address everywhere as soon as possible. Anyone who has a dump truck or a trailer, please go help me in your community, wherever you are, from Texas to Japan. I mean, everyone, everywhere. Please go out in your community and work together to plant gardens and get these gardens going. This is our fundamental, essential need for survival right now, and what we have to do in order to prepare for what's ahead of us. So yeah, that's what I want to do. If anybody wants a garden, get a hold of me, 573-286-8316. I will deliver you a garden. I'll figure it out one way or another. And my 4-wheel drive is broken in my truck right now, but I'll give her all I can to get where I can. From there, it's a matter of figuring out how to the best way to disperse this food out into the community. So I have an idea to create a local grocery store owned by the people locally and run by the people, and where it's basically a consignment store, to where we bring in our food out of our gardens that we have here locally. And let's say Susie has too many tomatoes and George has too many peppers, and we just go and everybody will have a pepper section, and it'll be George's peppers and Susie's tomatoes, and everybody will have a bunch of different sections. But then people can go walk to the grocery store and pick out the freshest food from that day, whatever George or Susie brought in. And then it's also a way for you to get your fresh fruit or vegetables out every day as fresh as possible. So it'll just be a constant rotating grocery store of the freshest stuff. And people can get ratings and stuff. You can maybe look online or scan a QC code and see what the ratings are. I mean, there's so many different options we could do to create this. But from there, people would be able to work it just like a consignment store. So you drop off produce, everybody buys it, and then you come back, in a couple days, and you have a credit so you can go buy everybody else's produce. And from right there, just that, everybody growing gardens and creating our own local grocery store, we're free. We're free as a community, and we're no longer dependent upon anything. And if something does happen, we can take a big, deep breath and go, well, we're prepared for this. We're going to work with our brothers and sisters and come together as a community. Right now, everybody just prepares with guns, and they're like, well, I got guns, I'm ready. No, that mindset is going to lead to utter chaos and destruction of humanity and society, because everybody is going to starve real quick, and then they're going to pick up a gun and go rob their brother. And that's going to lead to bloodshed. No matter whether you're the robber or the defender, something's going to have to happen. So logically speaking, that is a terrible, terrible, terrible solution. Play it out. It's not going to work. It works great for the short term to protect your house. Yeah, you're protected today, but what happens when you can't eat? Because none of us can survive without the system. Obviously, I mean, this is a hard pill to swallow, and I'm dependent upon the system too. I'm not being a hypocrite. I realize this, so I'm saying we all got to work together logically to achieve this as soon as possible. And I'm asking for help in any way, shape, or form, because I see what's coming, and we got to prepare for this. So that's where I'm at. And you can call me crazy or whatever, but if something happens, then we're gonna be wondering what we're gonna do. And so that's where it all loops back around, and where I wrote this whole book and everything, to help try and prepare for this and save lives. Because every person that we can have that has a garden and is prepared for this is going to save a life. You're going to save your family. You're going to save the people around you, and that's the only way to do it. So yeah, that's what I want to be doing locally here in the community. I want to try and help out and do all I can. So once again, if you need a garden, let me know, 573-286-8316. And it's not just me, please, everyone everywhere, go help out your neighbors and help get gardens right now as much as possible. And then from there, I'll be coming out here in the next couple days with energy invention, to where we can do the same idea locally, create our own energy for our own houses. I have an idea for a gravity generator that generates power off of gravity. So any weight falling, you can create energy. You can walk up a hill and then ride this machine down and just create energy. You can use pulleys. You can do literally anything. The possibilities are endless. So stay posted with me. I'm going to create that. There's also currency. That would be the next logical thing that we would need. Fundamentally, food most important, energy, currency. Currency, I have an idea for that as well. You need something tangible that can't be manipulated. They make money off the inflation, so there's a lot going on. They make money off the inflation and off the interest. There's a Libor scandal, $500 trillion. You can look it up. They manipulate the system through the Federal Reserve. It's all a big game. But if we can create a local currency from a tangible object that can't be monopolized, gold and silver are great ideas, but that stuff can be monopolized. So something that would be a renewable object would be the best, most logical idea. So I've created an idea for hemp currency, and it basically, you got a hemp depot to where you bring in the hemp, the raw hemp. Anybody can grow it anywhere. It's a renewable object, and from there you can break it down and have the depot so they can give out hemp dollars, and those people go out and spend the dollars into the community, and then people in the community who need these products can come to the hemp depot and get the refined product for whatever they need, whether it be clothing or whether it be hempcrete. You can make concrete out of it. Or Henry Ford was running cars on it, and on the cover of Popular Mechanics in 1930, running cars off hemp oil and made them out of it. He had a sledgehammer and said it was 5 times stronger than steel because they did like a carbon fiber with hemp. Awesome. You can make cars out of it and run cars on it and create all of our energy and all of our currency locally. And that's just one of the aspects. The other way is my gravity generator. So it's just a matter of, that's what will give the power to the people, literally, is being able to be self-sufficient away from any outside source as a community or as a person, just in your own household. That is the answer to freedom. And that's what my whole book, that's what everything I'm doing is all about freedom, and I can't do it for anyone. That's why I'm trying to tell everybody, I'm not a politician. This isn't about me. This is about you, and you have to do this in order to prepare and get ready, and just like we all got to work together to try to make this world better. No leader will ever be able to come in and do this. Everybody is always like, well, the government should do something about that. No, we have to do something about that. It's us that has to stand up and do something at some point to fix this. And just if we all work together and just try to start doing it, and especially locally right here in our communities. We can't touch the federal government or even the state government. We can't control that. I feel that it's out of our hands and it's a lost waste. So I don't even want to mess with it. So I'm trying to focus on what I can do here locally to make my community the best I can to help people survive and be ready for anything. And I think that's what we all need to be focusing on. And just please help me make it as best as I can. And that's what this is about. So stay posted for the energy ideas. And if you want to garden, let me know. And if anybody else out there can help their community, man, I'll give you 10 thumbs up. And I wish I could do anything to help anybody out there. If there's any way, let me know. I appreciate you all for staying posted. Thank you guys.